Good morning, sunshine. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson and a fresh cup of coffee to get the day started right. Where's all this rain going? Where it's the risk of anything severe? Details coming up right now.
Now, a Hutch's weather update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson, brought to you by Robert Gibb and Sons.
All right, let's get this straight. Number one, we have a big time wet system working its way through. On the west, anywhere with north winds, severe risk very low. But anyone that starts today, including the Red River Valley and parts of Minnesota, that have south winds, we're going to have some moisture working its way in. Now, last night's storms that were strong down in South Dakota and Nebraska pushing across the I-29 corridor as we go into the wee hours of the morning. Where are they going? Well, as models don't all agree on the track of these storms, but generally they will continue to surge easterly. So here's that main event that started last night. That'll be moving in toward the Twin Cities. Those could be stout and gusty, but the risk of widespread severe, not likely going to be the case. A couple severe storms not out of the question. Secondary low pressure developing down here. Look out as we go into the mid-morning hours. Here we go. Watch what happens. Now, I want to point this out. South winds here. This is a warm front associated with this next low pressure making its way northward. Warm fronts bring the ability for the lower atmosphere to have more turning in it of winds, which can pop up the probability or increase the chance that we may see an isolated tornado. I do not think these early midday storms that form here near Aberdeen, Sisseton, Watertown, moving in all the way out from Big Stone straight down and north towards the I-90 corridor way down south. These storms will have a chance at producing some isolated hail and gusty winds, but I am concerned that there'll be a little twist in the atmosphere, and I cannot rule out the event of a short-lived tornado with these fast-moving storms to the north. They make their way into the North Dakota, South Dakota border area as we go into 1 in the afternoon. So our risk here in our area of eastern parts of the Dakotas and western Minnesota is from around 11 in the morning into the early afternoon. Now, on this backside where you see these big heavy rain areas here, that's not a great risk of severe weather there. The wind is northerly. Not usually the case. Still gusty in some spots, still very rainy in some spots. It's these out here, along with the warm front and ahead of the warm front, that could have that spin associated with them. So we'll watch these as they work their way north and east fairly quickly. The storms really start gaining in energy as we get into the afternoon heating of the day. And this is where we'll have a really robust chance at huge hail over 2 inches in diameter, gusty straight line winds, and isolated tornadoes right into Wisconsin as we go into the afternoon drive and points north. Now, as we go north towards Duluth, we need the rain here. Not everybody's going to see it, but we will still have a small chance as these storms move north of still seeing some strong to severe storms in this area, even though it's outside of what we've been seeing from the Storm Prediction Center's area of concern. Now, as we go through the evening hours and into our day tomorrow, we'll see north winds take hold. And look at this area of rain that just stays in the western Dakotas throughout. Some mixed precipitation up there as cold air gets invited in. Minnesota and northern Minnesota getting one pass of thunderstorms and then a few other showers before this system slowly exits into Saturday. So it's not going to rain everywhere all day. And here's a quick look at the rainfall forecast that Hutch has put together for you. Take a look at this. Western North Dakota, the heavy rain has shifted to the west now that we've gotten closer to the event. And many areas have a great chance at seeing over 1 inch to 2 inches of rain, some 2 to 4 inches of rain in the western and central Dakotas. That does include Jamestown. It does include the Devil's Lake Basin. As we get into the Red River Valley, we'll be fortunate to see anywhere from a ½ inch to 1 inch or a little more. That's why I've got the plus sign here. The thing is, if you get missed by the wave of heavy rain producing thunderstorms, you'll be on the lower end of this. And look at where the fires are here in the Arrowhead, Minnesota. It looks a little bit more dry. Nonetheless, temperatures will be a changing. We're going to see them from this morning near the 60s. North winds, once those change over, temperatures will begin their decline. Fargo, Grand Forks, a shot at 80 today. Anywhere we have these south winds, a shot at 80. Here's your thunderstorms moving at 5 o'clock out toward the Twin Cities and Duluth. But not bad temperatures here in the valley until the north winds take hold. And look at this, James River Valley and the Devil's Lake Basin. low 70s. And as you get out into central and western North Dakota, we're talking 40s, baby, and some 30s up there in Canada, eh? And that means some cold weather is on the way. So Hutch is highlighted today for a chance of severe storms. And, well, our last real warm day before temperatures start falling. We rise and shine on Friday, 55 here in the Fargo area, and it'll be steady for a couple of hours, and then in the afternoon start falling on its way down to 39 on Saturday. Some areas of frost Saturday morning will be possible, but the best chance in the valley and in Fargo comes on Sunday. You heard it here first, frost. Some of you will have freezing conditions, particularly up into northern parts of the valley. So keep that in mind if you've just planted some plants. We stay cool in the next week, but at least a chance to dry out a touch as we go into your Monday through Wednesday stretch. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson, reminding you can always get the latest weather anytime, anywhere on hutchesweather.com. And because I don't always get a chance to say this, check out hutchesweather.com. You can use the interactive radar, and I have numerous sponsors on here that, well, make hutchesweather.com possible. My forecast update videos are on here. You can share your photos of your rain gauges, and I hope you do so right here in the comments of this post. And just so you know, Hutch's Weather is one-stop shopping. Look at this. It's iNews, local breaking news from iNews, now teamed up with Hutch's Weather, and I'm proud to do it. Thanks so much for watching. As you go through the day today, if you have a need to see what those storms are doing, it's good to stay informed. You can do so on hutchesweather.com. Follow on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, and have a thunderous but awesome Thursday.